Hi guys, welcome back to a new video, and as you can tell by the title, we're going to be reading together again this week. I need to read and I'm so excited to kind of read with you guys. So we're going to do like a normal weekly reading vlog. So today is Monday, about 8 o'clock. I'm back from work, I'm changed, I'm ready to get into my evening. I've actually had my dinner, I'm just about to pick up a new book. I have decided that this week I'm only going to be reading mystery thrillers. I did this video I think around this time last year as well, which is so weird. I'm just like I'm always in the mood for thriller. I go around the same time every year, which is weird. This time last year I filmed like a week of thrillers, so we're doing that again this week. I have a lot of options when it comes to thrillers. We have 3 thriller books on my June TBR, and also my book club pick for the month is also a thriller book. So I've got 4 thriller books to read this week. So I'm trying to see if I can read all my TBR, my thriller TBR this week. I'm not going to read 4 books in a week. I've not read 4 books in 1 week in many moons. We have How to Kill Your Family by Bella Markey, Then She Was Gone by Lisa Joe, The Housemaid's Secret by Frida McFadden, and then for my book club pick we picked First Line Wins. So those are the books I'm going to be reaching for this week. We're going to start with First Line Wins. Let's see how long I can read thriller without getting that super bored of reading thrillers. I'm so excited for this book. I literally have no idea what this book is about. I just know it's a thriller based on the fact that you can see like a little shadow in the cover in the things, and that's why I think it's a thriller. And it's so funny because I was the one that actually added this book on our list, our book club list, and I have no idea what this book is about. I should find out what this book is about. Evie Porter has everything a nice southern girl could want: a dozen boyfriend, a house with the white picket fence, a tight group of friends. The only catch, Eva Porter doesn't exist. The identity comes first. Eva Porter, once she's given the name and location by mysterious boss Mr. Smith, she learns everything there is to know about the town and the people in it. Then they mark Brian Summer. The last piece of the puzzle is the job isn't pivoted to Mr. Smith's real identity, but she knows this job isn't like the others. Ryan has gotten under her skin and she's starting to envision a different sort of life for herself. But Evan can't make any mistake, especially after what happened last time. Evan Porter must stay one step ahead of her past while making sure there's still a future in front of her. The stake couldn't be higher, but then Evan always likes a challenge. Interesting. I guess we'll find out. Let's go. So I've been reading now for like an hour-ish, and I am now on chapter 9, and I'm still reading the First Line Wins. This book is not really a thriller. Actually, it is a thriller, but I think it's more of like a Mission Impossible kind of action thriller. I'm not really getting the gist of what's going on. Like, I'm not really sure. Obviously, we'll find out the plot, but there's something's afoot. So we're following our main character, who I don't even know her name anymore, because now her real name is Luca. I've discovered her real name is Luca, but she has a different name right now, which I can't remember. Evie Porter, she's basically undercover, and I think her boyfriend Ryan is a job to her. So I'm not really sure why she's in Ryan's life, but I think she's in Ryan's life for a reason. She's trying to make his friends like her, and she's like telling all these lies. We know she's lying, but she's trying to bond with him. We don't know why she's trying to bond with him. We don't know what her job is and what she's trying to get from him, so it'll be quite nice to see how that goes. Ryan seems like a rich guy that I think is inherit a bit of money from his grandparents, so he's quite wealthy. So I'm not sure if a job with him is something to do with his personal life or the money, or the job he does. It sounds like his job is like quite secretive as well. Quite funny because it's like this is set in the South, this is in Louisiana, so it's like the wealthy southern people, like those kind of like, country club, kind of those kind of rich people. So it's quite interesting to see how this goes. It's a nice easy page turner. I'm like on page 58 right now, and I've been reading for like 40 minutes, so I'll probably will make a dent in this tonight before I go to bed. But I wanted to stop on here and just give you guys a pause and give you like my first impression of this book. I think I like this, and the title makes sense now, because basically her entire identity, Eva Porter, is a lie. So she has a theory like the first lie wins. So the first lie you tell them is what they remember, I guess. And that's like the biggest lie that has to stay forever, because you build on that lie. I don't think this is going to be very too like intense thriller. It's a nice, light-hearted, easy to read thriller. Because I feel like based on my TBR for this week, I have some heavier, more emotional, deeper, psychological kind of thrillers. Like I think, for example, Then She's Gone will be like an heavy one, but I think this is a light one. And I'm going to continue reading here, and then I'll probably go to bed, but I'll probably won't speak to you guys until I'm done with this book. I just finished reading First Lie Win, and oh my god, that book was such a shock. Like I didn't expect it to turn the way it, like the plot and everything. I didn't expect it to be like that. I was expecting like a proper thriller, but this is, I guess it's a thriller, but it's more like, oh, I was trying to think of a reference. You know, you guys know I love to give you guys a movie reference. The only thing I can think about movie wise was, I can't think of a movie that comes to my mind right now. The only thing I can think about in terms of like Nikita, the old TV show from a couple of years ago, it's called Nikita, and it's so good. It's this kind of reminds me of that. The main character, Evie Porter, is kind of like Nikita, because basically she works for an organization and she has different identities that she goes on to do different jobs. It's more of an action to make a good action movie. I think I rated this a 3.75 star. It got to one point I kind of guessed Mr. Smith was, I guess, the villain in this book. I'm gonna give you guys any spoilers. I did guess a few things in the book, but I really enjoyed it. But my guesses didn't come to about, I guess, 90% of the books. I think the pace was quite good. One thing I was going to mention, the book started out with us focusing on the main character and her boyfriend Ryan, and then it morphs to be like this job was actually a test or something. I had some moment where I felt like she was caught, but she wasn't. Yeah, I loved it, and I love the way the book finished. I really would have loved an epilogue. I guess we got a tiny bit of an epilogue of what she did next, and I'm going to talk about it on Tuesday with my group from work. I get why it was so popular. Like, now I'm ready to start my second book. As I said, it's quite late in the evening right now. It's actually like 6:30 right now. My next book is How to Kill Your Family by Bella Markey, and I am so excited to read this. I read on Goodreads. This is kind of similar to First Lie Wins in terms of like, I don't know, I just feel like, I don't think it's similar, but I just feel like this kind of the closest match to First Lie Wins. I think it's maybe a little bit more light-hearted. It's dark and funny, so I feel like this would be like a dark humor kind of thing. I'm expecting this to be funny. Okay, the fonts in this are so tiny. Thank God I've got new glasses. Oh my god, I got some new glasses, because, and I feel like I'm definitely going to keep my glasses on to read this. Oh my god. Basically, Richard Husband, who is the author of the Thursday Murder Club series, he loved this. He said, I love this book. It's got like a little like quote at the front of the book saying you love it. Jojo Moores thinks it's funny, sharp, dark and twisted. Almost halfway through, so I'm on page 140, so I am getting through this quite quickly. I'm like halfway, almost halfway, but not really halfway. I made the right choice reading this book after First Lie Wins. It's very similar in a way, because if not similar, but it's not, the story and the plot is completely different from First Lie Wins, but the writing style is kind of similar to First Lie Wins, so it's a good book to read after it. So I'm happy I picked this book. Okay, based on the plot, we know that this we're following a serial killer. It's a serial killer on a war path, or like a revenge path, to kill an entire family, and there's a reason why she's done this. It's actually set in London, which is, I didn't know, I thought it would be American for some reason, because actually mentioning like loads of places I've been in London, so it's quite, it's actually, so I have a nice reference point, and I can actually imagine everything she's doing because of that. So I'm loving that. It's narrated by the main character, Grace. Grace, basically, and she has a very, very dark sense of humor. She is very, I think, because obviously she's a serial killer, she's made this plan to kill off her entire family since she was 13 years old. So she's been very isolated in her life. She barely has any friends. She lives alone. She even goes out dinner alone. She doesn't have any core family or any core force. She has family. She's getting rid of them, but like, she doesn't have any core friends. So her entire life goal and mission is basically this revenge plan that she's made for her family. It's very funny because basically the way she describes different character, like, you know, like New Money. If you're familiar, you guys know about this, like old money, new money. So her family, they are new money, but like, probably gonna have, I don't want to take offense to this, but this is what she said in the book. I'm just giving you guys a reference point. I'm not being like judgmental. I'm just giving us a reference point. Basically, this book follows like New Money, right? I'm just gonna say that New Money, and they're like flashy. They're very like, they wear like gory jewelry. They're very like, you know, it's like basically like thugs that became really wealthy. Basically, that's kind of how she describes her family. So like when she's describing them, it's really funny because like she's making fun of these people, and like, you shouldn't be laughing, but you are laughing, like, because like she's just really funny and without meaning to be funny. So it's quite easy to read. That's why I'm like driving through it so quickly. So this is fiction. This is not real. But for me, the reason why she's doing this killing, the reason why she's killing all these people, I get being angry. Like, does she really need to kill the entire family? Like, I don't get it. I guess, you know, a personality just like get revenge, and ultimately revenge is killing them off, I guess. But for me, I'm like, what the revenge she's trying to get, the crime they committed or what they did against her, it is bad. But I don't think killing them would have been, I didn't think she needed to kill them. I feel like with thriller books like this, I can't give you guys any spoilers because ruin it for you guys. This book is written in a first person. She's already committed the crimes. She has killed everyone on her revenge list. Now she's writing down the story, narrating, you know, why she's killing them, how she killed them, all the preparations she made to get herself ready to kill them. Normally, I'm not a fan of really long chapters. Like, short chapters are quick and easy, can read through them, but the chapters are super long. Like, for example, now this chapter, I've not even finished it where I am now. I've just stopped there's a little like chapter break. So I'm on a chapter break, which I guess that could have just been a new chapter, to be fair. I'm on chapter 8, and so far chapter 8 started at 109 and I'm now on 140, and I'm still on chapter 8. So 31 pages, and I'm not even done with chapter 8. I've still got like maybe I've still got like 10 more. So chapter 8 is like 45 pages. So the chapters are quite long. A lot of this takes place in central London, like Soho, Chinatown, Mayfair. She even mentions like Southwest London. I'm going to continue reading this, and I'll check with you when I'm done. One thing else it reminds me of, actually I just realized, based on this, the way she's planning out these murders, it's mindfuck. I feel like mindfuck maybe is a bit darker, but this one, she's telling us step by step what she did, how she stalked them, how she thought about the best way to kill this person, what she did to prep for this kill, how she met up, and how she performed the kill. Like, she's giving us so much detail. Mindfuck, we didn't get the planning, we just got the execution. But yeah, this is like mindfuck, but not as dark, and this is the romance, obviously, and this is spicy. I just remember that. Hi guys, I literally just walked in from work and I look it, okay? I look like I've just been rolled up, but the weather is so nice, it's so warm, so I look I look a complete mess, but I wanted to come on here and give you guys my feedback of the book we just finished, How to Kill Your Family by Bella Markey. I don't have a copy of it with me anymore because I literally finished it on my commute to work this morning, and then one of my colleagues, like, I told her I really enjoyed it, so she's like, oh, can I borrow it? So I gave it to her. I just gave her my copy, so I don't have it with me now. This book was a 4.5 star for me. I thoroughly enjoyed this, but the reason why I say 5 stars is the way it ended. I am so angry. Oh my god, the end of this book made me super angry in the best way. Oh, I wish I could tell you without giving you guys spoilers, but I think this book has been published for such a long time now. I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to talk about it because I feel like I have to express my emotions, and the only way I can express my emotions is to kind of spoil it a bit for you guys. Our main character, Grace, is on a warpath to kill her entire family. I told you guys she's telling us after the fact, so she's already done this crime and now she's in prison. If you read the blurb on Goodreads, it tells you that she's already in prison. So she's writing this book, or writing a story to her in prison, which I first thought, this is stupid. Why would you write this in prison? Because first of all, you have a roommate, you have no privacy in prison, someone can read what you're writing. I was thinking the entire time I was reading this book, because I knew our roommate was a bit like too, you know, attached to her, and she gave us, and even I'm like, oh my god, she was so smart. I'm not going to tell you how she killed everyone. She was so smart, like, on how meticulous she planned this revenge and this murders and stuff. Now she's in prison for a crime she didn't even commit. So basically all the perfect execution of the murder she's committed, no one knows about, but she's in prison for another crime that she had nothing to do with, and now she knows that she's about to go out because obviously they found evidence that she didn't actually commit that crime, so she's about to get released. So she thought, oh, let me write down my why would you write, I was like, why would you write that? You have no family, you have no friends left, why are you writing this? You're basically confessing to this crime. So the entire time she was doing this, and she was talking about her roommate in prison. Girl is in prison for, basically she's a blackmailer. That's her job, to blackmail people. Like, that should have been the first clue. Like, oh my god, like, except you are writing this thing in your bloodstream, there is no way for you to write it on a piece of paper. Oh my god, I was predicting that, okay, surely that means it's so easy to predict that obviously Kelly's gonna find the story and there's a blackmailer, whatever. That wasn't what happened. What happened pissed me off even more. Oh my goodness. Oh, because the entire time she was in prison, she was writing it. She said, oh my god, she hired the most expensive lawyer because she knew that, okay, now obviously her dad is very wealthy, she's killed everyone, so that means she's in line for the entire, like, inheritance. Obviously she's like already spending that money. Then what happened to her at the end of it? Oh my god, the author was a genius for that, because I did not see that coming, and I am fuming. I literally was like, oh my god, surely there's more. It's like a weird cliffhanger, but it's not really a cliffhanger, because the thing is that she had nowhere else to go. Now she's trapped, she can't go anywhere, because it's either she goes back into prison or she gets revenge, but she can't, because she doesn't even know who she's revenging against, because this person was walking in the shadows, so she never saw their face, but they know who she is. Oh my god, I think because she was so single-mindedly like focused on getting this revenge, she didn't think of anything else, so she was doing some stupid things, thinking, oh, I'm going away with them, just anyway. So that really pissed me off, and that's why, like, it didn't piss me off because the book wasn't bad, it would just pissed me off because the way the story turned. There must be a sequel. Surely this story continues. Surely this guy does not get away with it. That's a hint of it. This guy doesn't get away with what he's done, but it seemed like he has. So because obviously Bella Markey has a new book that she published early this year, I think like February, March, like the sequel, so it's not a completely different story. I think it's not to do with this, but anyway, I really enjoyed it. Like, it was so good. As I showed you guys yesterday, the font on the book is so slow, so there's a lot of waffling, because she's basically explaining, like, she's breaking down step by step how she committed the crime. I think I told you guys yesterday that she talks about like who she's murdering, stalking, then paying for a crime. So it does waffle on a little bit, but I think I just enjoyed it because I just wanted to find out like what's gonna happen. If I think about it, this should really be a 5 star, but the ending just pissed me off so much. I'm just like, oh, it felt unfinished to me. Like, to be fair, like, the more you read about it, you think she's not as clever as she thinks she is. Anyway, so that book is finished now, and that's done. I was gonna start The Housemaid Secret, but I am not in the mood for that. I think I want to read Then She's Gone. Tonight or tomorrow, I'm gonna start reading this. Yeah, so this is our next book we are reading. I'm getting my hair braided tomorrow after work. I need to basically wash my hair tonight, so that's probably going to take majority of my evening. By the time I make dinner, wash my hair, I'll probably be passing out in bed.